This is Get Back season, baby.
Back again, another episode. It's Get Back season. Thank you guys for tuning in again. As you can see right now, we're back on the visuals. You feel free to make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're aiming to push out a lot more content for you guys. Obviously, you can follow us on Spotify at Get Back Season and Instagram getbackseason_pod. But yeah, we're back for another episode. To my left, got my guy over here, Capo. To my right, obviously, we've got Nikita. She's been on, if you guys can remember, from season 1. But anyways, let's get into it. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm excited to be back.
How are you?
Yes.
Feels good to be back on.
Yeah, different setting. I'm ready for season 2.
Mm-hmm. How are you, Capo?
I'm happy to be here. My first time out on a podcast, coming on a public stage.
Yeah, congratulations, man. Stepping out your comfort zone.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm more scared for the people.
I feel sorry for you guys today. As you can see, we don't have Thomas with us today. He's out Italy enjoying himself, living life, while obviously I'm carrying on the duties. But yeah, how's your day been?
My day has been, my day has been very stressful.
Yeah.
It took a lot to get here today, but I'm here. God is good all the time.
Indeed. How's your day been, man?
My day's been good.
Chilled.
Blessed, yeah. I wake up every day, just thanking God for the little things. Just being able to live, man, it's a blessing.
Amen.
Yeah,
I see the people shining.
How's your day been, Rich?
Stressful, but long at the same time. Obviously, like went throughout the day. Was helping a friend of mine look for a car as well, and then just ended up here. It was just been constant. I trained this morning as well, so nice. I'm just keeping busy. That's just how I like it, innit? But enough about me, enough about the days and whatnot. Let's just jump straight into it. You know what my issue's been recently, yeah?
Okay.
And I've been seeing on social media, and even like from the people that I tend to be around, is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like men are getting more scared to approach women. Okay. I feel like, let's just say, back in the days where you saw a good-looking, beautiful woman, now I feel like back then, you could happily approach a woman, hey, what's your name, blah, blah, blah. Or back in BlackBerry days, yo, babes, can I get your BB pin, whatever it is. Whereas now I feel like there's so much things that you as a man has to think of before you can approach a girl. It's like now on social media, it's like height restrictions. If you're automatically not 6 foot, you shouldn't approach the girl. Like that's what I'm getting. If you don't have loads of money in the bank, just don't approach her. If you're not driving a BMW by the time you're 15, just don't bother approaching. I feel like that's the vibe that I'm getting these days.
I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. That's the vibe that's out there, largely due to Instagram. But for me, I never let obstacles like lock me down. Like, for example, yesterday, I'm moving, I'm ripping and running through the city. Yeah. I'm coming back with shopping bags, t-shirt with holes in it, trousers, my joggers, stains on it. And I see like fine girl walking through the train station. Yeah. I say, hey baby, stop. She's like, no, she carry on walking. I say, slow it down. Then she eventually stopped. I rolled up to her. She said to me, the first thing she said is, aren't you too short for me?
Rotted.
And then that's the thing. This is the thing. A lot of guys will take that negative kind of thing, because women throw testers out there. They try and test men to see if you're able to overcome or fight back against what they're putting out. So she said, are you too short for me? I said to her, baby, what God missed on me vertically, he gave me horizontally. She started smiling, started laughing. Right there, see, a lot of guys, they won't know how to overcome that
Style
obstacle.
It out.
Yeah, bro, every obstacle you can overcome, because end of the day, like, short niggas been winning for a long time. Jermaine Dupri, he's like 5'2". Usher's like 5'7". Amarion's like 5'4". Tom Cruise is 5'7".
But hold on, you're naming guys
that have
money. With money. I feel like once you have money, it doesn't really matter.
Forget the Kevin Hart. Like, forget the money. It's they got swag, they got confidence to work hard to overcome all those obstacles, which is the height. And then because they became successful, they got the abundance, they got the women and all of that. But I'm saying a lot of guys, they'd be like, oh, I'm short. They just go inside and like they don't do nothing with their life. You get me? But for me, there is no such thing as an obstacle. I'm gonna be 5 foot and I'm gonna be getting some bad bitches.
You reckon?
I know so. I know so.
Damn.
You know what? It's confidence. You get me? Like whatever confidence you come with, like that's what women feel mostly because they be tall niggas. I know a lot of tall guys and they ain't got the skill or the swag to get women. See, women's gonna look at you first off the back like, okay, he's tall, he fits this criteria, but boom, you might laugh in a weird way and she's writing you off. So you gotta, you know,
He's not wrong.
Yeah, women
he's not wrong.
Women be like, oh, he's wearing those shoes. I don't like those. He's got red socks. I don't like. His beard isn't full. I don't like. Women look to disqualify men.
I feel like you're chatting facts. I swear these
He's
are
not
stuff
wrong.
I've heard you.
He's not.
you talk about.
Don't be throwing me out, Norwich.
like whenever you meet a woman woman's looking to disqualify. Now, can I be raw on this podcast?
Hey,
I can be raw, yeah.
Be crystal
language.
clear.
All right. So women look to disqualify you from getting the pussy, right? Men qualify women for the pussy. A man will see a woman with a dodgy eye, but he be like, she got big titties though. She got big, the ass is fat though. Whereas women is different.
Yeah.
They see, oh, he's 6 foot, but his eye's dodgy. No. You know what I mean? They work differently with the mathematics. Do you guys agree or disagree?
No. I would hope that it's a bit more. There's like.
Now, women are raw shallow, you know. I've been deep in it recently. Women are raw shallow.
I can't speak on behalf of all women, do you get it? I can only speak on behalf of myself and the girls that I've been around. But there's definitely more to it than, oh, he's not 6 foot, so I don't want to chat to him no more.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know, maybe as you get older, it changes. Obviously, young people, they might have their list and that list is rigid and they're not going to fault from that list. But as you get older, you realise, like, when you start to meet new people, like, not everybody, okay, he's not 6 foot, but he makes me laugh. He treats me nicely.
You see, the caveat on that is when you get older, women drop all their fucking standards once they become 30 years old. That's real. For me, the more women gets closer to 30, them standards drop. Like, I got auntie, like, she was like that, mad standards the whole life because she been having, like, options in abundance. But as the age started creeping up, all these guys that she was rejecting start getting married off, start having kids, blah, blah, and the pool shrinks. So now she's like, yeah, I'm going to just deal with him.
Hey, I've heard that before, you know.
Do you know what it is for women? Like, obviously, not everybody is thinking about that, but we do have a biological clock. So it's not okay, right, I am now 28, I want to start having kids.
Wait, so are you settling for the guys then?
No, but that's the thing.
Really go for?
Women only start to settle once they're at the end. Women are like, men practice training for the test their whole life, but women, they raw cram at the end. So women be like, oh yeah, hot girl season every season, brunches with my girlfriend. I don't need no man until like the 1 year away from 30, and then all of a sudden the man say, they've already caught mad baggage. Like look at Sierra, for example, right? They catch mad baggage, and then they want to deal with the guy. Oh, he don't have to be 6 foot. Oh yeah, because you got 2 kids, you got mad baggage, you got debt, you got a lot of shit that's not making you attractive no more.
That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like personally for me, women get better with age, and like women age really well, and it's not about all of those aesthetic things.
Sorry, I need to understand that again. Rewind that for me.
I feel like women age really well. Like, we mature, we like really understand our bodies, we understand ourselves, we know what we like, what we don't like. So I don't think it's about settling. I think it's about us having more of an understanding of ourselves, and therefore you can see that this person aligns with you a bit more than maybe when you were younger. You were looking at different things like, does he have a car, or does he have a nice car?
I'm not trying to interject or interrupt you, but you have to understand this. We're both trying to make ourselves attractive to the opposite sex. So you may feel you look better with age and you're getting better with age, but what does the market think? Because it's a buyer's market.
But we don't care. Women don't care.
They do care because they want marriage and kids and they want to.
No, actually, so there was an article, right? Let me not mess this up. There was an article.
Referencing.
Yeah, there was an article that said, like, as women get older, like there's a lot less relationships because women are they're choosing to be single and alone rather than settling.
I feel
so I
be
don't
careful
think
with them articles because they're usually written by I call them feminazis, right? Usually written by feminazi women that's living with 5 cats. They ain't got no man and they're wearing a strap on. Let's be real.
Personally, I feel like
Lesbians most of
it's
the time.
down to maturity because I feel like when a woman is younger, let's just say I've seen it from when I was back in A levels in high school. Yeah, the hot girls that were popping, they didn't go for, even if you had a guy that were capable. Let's just say I was a part of like the rugby team, gymnastics team, and I was capable. Yeah, I could get the good looking girls, but let's just say the ones that were top tier, they're already taken from guys that were in college, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I feel like that falls within certain expectations and it can be interlinked with women's maturity. But I feel like at the same time, as a woman tends to get older now, it's not that, she now decides to be like, you know what, let me just settle because my time is run out. I feel like the things that they used to value of the past, let's just say I value a guy with a car or I value a guy with nice clothes. It doesn't become that. It starts to become, I value a guy with a secure job. I value a guy that's going to be taking me out. If
Right,
that makes
that's
sense.
very interesting what you're saying, and that's very true. Yes, women mature faster, but they're also not as rationally thinking. So when they're younger, they want the bad boy. They want this guy who's got the swag, and they look for very immature things.
Yeah.
So oftentimes though, with life and the way the world works and the way the human biology works, that comes with risks, right? But I don't think women think about those risks, right? So when they're younger, running around with a bad boy that's just come out of jail and is stabbed and all of that, but you catch a baby with him. So yes, you got to mature and you're like, now you want this guy who's this and that. But really a man who's worked hard to be this and that, does he want you?
But hold on, it's like Russian roulette, personally, because I'm trying to be devil advocate here.
Okay.
Let's just say it can be the same applied to the mandem, because when we're younger, we want the girl that's out there, that's looking nice, dresses on fleek, this and that. But then as we get older, it's like we don't want a woman that's going to the club 24/7. We don't want to go that's hoeing out. We want to go that's secure in herself, comfortable within herself, but also knows how to conduct herself. So our own standards, let's just say, or our idea of what we want eventually changes. But I think the only thing that's different between men and women, I feel like sometimes the women can have a lot more higher standards than the guys, if that makes sense.
So why do you say as we should?
Like, I feel like now the shift is moving from like women having higher standards should be a given. Like, I think, or like now especially, women are pouring into themselves, and I love it. They're loving themselves. They're getting their nails done. They're getting their hair done. They're not doing it for men. They're doing it for themselves. In fact, so they're probably doing it for other women so that they look good against other women. Like, it's not, we don't care about men as much as we used to.
Is that what you believe?
I don't feel like we care about, let me not, again, some women will, but personally, a lot of the people that I have been around, we don't care about men.
See, that's interesting you say that, because I got into a debate with a girl that I went on a date with not long ago. And like, she posted something like soon after the date. Well, she was very offensive, by the way. I was very offended. She came to the date dressed like very casual, right? Like wearing like, I think jeans and like a big jumper.
And that offended you?
Yeah, because it didn't meet her that way. I met her wearing a nice, looking like summer dress kind of thing, right? She was looking sexy.
Maxi dress.
But then she came looking like one of the niggas, you get me? So like, I'm like, for a first date, you're supposed to be trying to impress me.
Did you
like,
give her a location and like?
Yeah.
Right.
I took her to Oko in Nouveau. Right, nice sushi spot. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, why you coming dressed like that? Is that how you're trying to, you know what I mean, impress a guy or something? But then she posted soon after, like, didn't go to a second date, but we're chatting still. And then she posted on her Instagram a nice little short dress, looking sexy, boom, boom, boom. So I replied to it.
Where you going?
No, I said to her, oh, that's a nice dress. She said, thank you. I said, would you wear that for me if I asked you to wear it? She goes, no, I wouldn't. So I'm like, okay, so you wouldn't wear that for me, but you're wearing it to go out to be seen. Because let's be real, you guys don't wear them outfits in the house. You don't do all the makeup in the house. If it's about you, why you don't wear that at home?
But I'm struggling to see why she should wear it for you.
Because you're at the whole idea of wearing short dresses and all of that is to attract male attention.
Wrong.
It 100% is.
No. Sometimes we just want to get some sun. Like, we want to get the vitamin D. We want to make sure that our skin
this
is
wasn't,
glowing.
no, but
especially if you're
this
a
was
black
a
woman.
nighttime kind of short dress. Like,
Right.
wearing that in the daytime, you look crazy.
So she wore, I mean, again, I can't speak on behalf of this woman, but if I have a specific dress that I want to wear and I'm seeing the dress and it's short, it's skimpy, it might be showing off the boobs or whatever,
And why you
I'm wearing it because I feel good in the dress. I look great.
Women always say that, but we have to look at I like to go to the roots of things and why humans do certain things. There's a pathology to everything we do.
Yeah. True.
Men are not just buying Hennessy or drinks in the club to impress other men.
We do it for the women.
We do,
and that sounds like a man's personal problem. We're not asking you to buy the
but
Hennessy
you understand,
bottles.
men are very self-aware of why we do things. I'm
Right.
not buying Louboutins because I like Louboutins, right?
Right.
If women tell me that, I'm never red bottoms, blah, blah, that's what turn her on.
Yeah.
I'm a buy the red bottoms.
Right. I'm with you. You can carry on.
Oh, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the red bottoms, but like, if women didn't like red bottoms, I ain't buying red bottoms.
Why do you care so much? If
It's
a
not
woman
that
likes
we
a
care,
but
it's that we spend our life trying to attract the opposite sex. That's the whole purpose of why we're on the planet, is to
Okay.
attract each other.
I'm with you, but
Right?
does that not show you care?
So when you're showing off your assets and blah blah in a dress,
Yeah.
it's not to attract women, and it's not to attract yourself because you'd wear it at home.
You know what? Sometimes it can. As I said, I'm playing devil advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like from a man's perspective, it's like if I get a trim, as
Mm-hmm.
much as I may get a trim, let's just say, like in my single days, and even now, because at the end of the day, I want to look nice for my missus and whatnot. But like when I get a trim, it's like I feel gas for myself when I get a trim, if that makes sense.
No,
I feel like I'm the shit, if that makes sense. So sometimes a woman can put on a nice dress, or let's just say beat their face with makeup or whatever it is, because they want to look nice for themselves, not necessarily for a man.
I get it, but you know this whole thing of like feeling sexy, like women say, I'll do it because I want to feel sexy.
Yeah.
The whole idea of feeling sexy or feeling good. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's low key always reverts to being attractive to the opposite sex, whether we realize it or not, right? Because I'm like, if girls hated haircuts, you're not getting a haircut, bro.
That is actually true.
You're wrong, bro. I've been to jail, you get me?
Yeah.
Niggas don't give a fuck because there's no women around. We not getting haircuts, so it's not about ourselves. And it's because I've been through so many of these kind of situations in life, I get to really analyze stuff. You get me? Like even the women, like the prison officers, they even trying to make an effort because there's nothing but guys there. But if they was working in a women's jail, they probably wouldn't care.
So why do you think, like, going back to like the standards and whatnot from both men and women? Why would you say that men have high standards as well?
I don't know. I feel like when men are younger, probably not as high as when they get older.
Yeah.
So like I'd say maybe once you hit 24, your standards start then to become a bit more rigid and you have more of a higher standard for yourself.
This is a good question. When you set standards, are there the standards from, this is a question to both of you, when you guys set standards, from whatever you guys date or whatever it is, do you think that you set standards because of those are the genuine standards that you want and you seek, or do you think it's because of what you've seen on social media? Because like, let's just say height. I was having this chat with my missus the other day. If you go back 6 years ago, personally, no woman was out here saying, "Oh, I want a guy with 6 foot," and if he's not there, it's not happening.
I'll be honest. The whole 6 foot thing has always existed.
Did it?
But the thing about it, with the internet and Instagram, it's just made things more intense and polarizing.
Yeah.
Where women feel like, oh, if I don't get that, I'm a low level woman, right? So they almost feel like obviously women judge themselves heavily based on the quality of man they can attract.
What is a high value man? Because personally, I've been seeing it a lot recently. All these YouTubers and influencers jumping on this crave that I feel like Kevin Samuels helped, like, let's just say, pave a way for.
Yeah.
But like, I keep hearing, high value woman, high value man. What is a high value man?
Well, as I say,
Because I feel like a lot of guys resort that to money and status. Does that mean that you're high value?
Well, the thing is, like, high value is everything reverts to what does the market want. So it's a buyer's market. So if women don't think you're high value, you're not going to be high value. So yes, there's certain attributes that is gonna help you get closer to being high value.
Yeah.
Like money is definitely one of them, because money is the hardest thing in the world to make.
True.
It's the number one, which is why men, once they get the money, they use it as a tool for power to get the other things they want from life. They know that women is going to be attracted to the money, because women can't, most men struggle to make money, and men are better at making money than women. So definitely women is going to be attracted to guys with money.
Don't look at me, G. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nah,
and also like other things like that, it's going to make you high value is obviously confidence, being respected amongst other men, I believe can make you high value. Like you could be a rich guy, but if every nigga's clowning you in the streets,
you're not the top dog of your circle.
The leader
it's
of the
not about
group.
even on your circle. It's just when you walk in a room, it's men treating you like a goofy,
It's
like men
energy.
pushing in front of you at the queue hotel. But it's no point. You got the money, and you got the bread, and you got the woman.
Yeah.
Say if you've now got some of these things right, then you're feeling high value. But at Turtle Bay or saying you're trying to get a drink, and another dude's just pushing in front of you, and you can't do nothing about it. And he's doing it because he feel he can do it. So I would say you ain't high value if people treat you like that in the streets.
True. I feel like things have just become more complicated. Like I remember the other day, because I'm always doing research. I'm trying to keep up to what's out there. And one thing that I'm seeing now is like red pill, blue pill. Even like the other day I was back home and I was chatting with my dad. And he was listening to some sort of Kevin Samuels video. And even my mum was like, oh, your dad's listening to that shit again, like whatever. And I was thinking, what's a red pill, blue pill? And the guy, when I watched the video, there's guys out there that are now coaching guys how to move to women. And I'm thinking, it's not that hard. It's literally as easy as approaching a girl and saying, hey.
But you're probably saying that because you've never had the problems of attracting women.
I haven't had any issue per se, without gassing up my head. Without
Gas yourself.
I'm joking. But without gassing myself, like I haven't had that issue per se. But like for me, I just don't understand it, because I personally, even guys that I'm not afraid to say it, even guys that are good looking and whatnot, they're now overthinking whether they can move to certain goals. And like I remember, for example, a good friend of mine when I first started uni and whatnot, I remember he never had that much confidence, but he's a good looking guy. And when it comes to talking to girls and whatnot, he'd be like, oh nah, he would overthink it to the point where he's like, oh nah, I don't think I can get it. And I'm thinking, bro, like you can easily just move to a girl, talk to a girl. But whereas now I feel like guys think about, do they have enough money? Do they have this type of car? Do they have this type of height or status? If they don't have those, it's like we curl ourselves.
I'll be honest, the looks thing, it raw doesn't matter so much for men. Trust me, it's a metric that obviously everything's a plus.
Just make a girl laugh. I feel like you can win.
I wouldn't even say the laughing thing, but everything's a plus, right? We're trying to build an armor with a bunch of utensils that's gonna work in our favor.
Yeah.
So looks is one of them, but if we're gonna put it on a point scale, that's scoring on a low points than it would be for a woman.
Yeah.
Because men generally value looks on a woman more than women value looks on a man.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, we can date a broke girl and we ain't really tripping if she's bad, like fucking crazy looking, like sexy. We will all care less about what she's doing. Because I don't know about you, but for me, I'm bringing the bag to the table anyway. You get me? So I don't really care as much. Like the woman don't have to be like rich. Some dudes is looking like that, but I feel like that energy is a little bit feminine personally, to be looking at a woman for what she has. I'm not doing that, so I will care about the looks a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I feel like a guy being good looking, he knows that in himself he's probably not confident, and confidence is the key. I feel like it's the key to getting anything. I feel.
Nah, I'm a strong believer with the confidence stuff, because I have friends that, let's just say, they're clapped, like they're not good looking. They're not blessed with the looks like that, if that makes sense. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it plain and simple. There's man them that I'm cool with. They ain't blessed with the looks like that, but their confidence levels
it's gonna swing.
Is through the
It's gonna swing every time.
And they're cleaning up, if that makes sense.
But you see, that's the thing. they got the confidence. If you got the confidence and the looks, oh, you're a double threat. That's a double threat alone. And if you got the money with it, that's a triple threat.
True.
Like, let me ask you, did you ever have like confidence issues in your life where it comes to like talking to women specifically?
Growing up, so like when I feel like before, obviously in the basis when I'm a teenager and I'm coming up, I was a shy. Anyone that knows me from years back, I was a shy kid. Even to this day, I don't like speaking to people at all.
Okay.
So even when it came to women, luckily I'm very good at body language and reading people.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily need to bring myself to a girl per se and do the extra work. I can just pick up if they're feeling me or not.
Right.
And the majority of the time, it's like the girl would end up gravitating to me anyways.
Right.
So I wouldn't really have to do much. So as I got older, let's just say up to the age of 16, not much confidence at all.
Right.
By the time I touched about 17, that's when, for me, it's like no one can tell me, like, I believe in myself. That's the best way I can put it.
I like that.
Even if you're not feeling me, you don't think I'm fine or whatever it is, I'm confident with myself. Like, I'm a big believer is you have to be your biggest fan, because when those people stop clapping, are you still gonna feel like you're the shit?
It's not like, how am I gonna expect, like, you know, when them guys are scared of getting rejected, it's like, bro, if you feel like you will reject you, why wouldn't she reject you? Like, if you have doubts about you, she's gonna have doubts about you. See, for me, I don't approach no woman with, I manifest the future all the time. Like, I picture things like in clear vision. Everything I want to do, even when I'm speaking to a person, I look them dead straight in the eye and I'm already projecting my thoughts about the future. They don't see it. I'll be reading that shit, but I'll be really projecting like what I want. And the way I'm going to speak to somebody, looking in their eyes, they're going to feel the energy so crazy that they'll be like, they go along with it. Like most things in my life, I get away, I'll be honest, I get away with a lot in life just by my confidence.
I struggle to understand that it's this deep approaching a woman. Like, I don't see how deep this is. Like,
because
if I'm going to approach a guy...
Because you're the one that's getting
because
approached.
You get approached.
Guys never get approached. It's very rare.
Near never.
It's very rare. Like, there's times where if you're lucky enough, it's like, put it this way, I've said it before, it's like, when you're single, girls don't really approach you. But as soon as you're in a relationship, I've had times where I've gone out and there's girls coming to me and then I'm personally just like, no.
But that turns them on more?
What? No. Exactly. But for women,
what turns us on more?
Rejection. You're going to tell me that?
But rejection doesn't turn them on more. You're wrong there. Let me change that.
Girl knows that they can't have you. At times, it makes them want you even more.
No, let me change that.
Wild.
It's not
wild.
It's the fact that another woman wants you, or another woman. Women are very competitive against other women, right? So, if a woman sees you with your girl, and she low key already thinks your girl's good looking, or she thinks she's better than your girl, she's gonna look for little chinks like, oh, I don't like her attitude. Oh, I don't like the way that girl looked at me funny. Even if your girl just looked at her by accident and she read it like, oh, she thinks she's better than me. Yeah. That girl's after you just to prove a point to your girl.
I'm baffled that you actually don't think that it's that hard for us.
It's not that deep, man.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's that deep, but society has made it that deep. And in reality, guys out here are struggling.
A lot of guys. Not all guys, I'll be honest.
Not a lot of guys. This guy clearly
is not struggling.
I don't know. You don't know that. I might be struggling.
I don't understand. Like, if you're going to approach a woman, you guys are just deepening it too much. Like,
no.
If you're going to approach a lady, just speak to her in that moment. Speak to them in that moment.
Yeah.
And vibe from there. Like, don't project onto her like anything that you're feeling like, okay, do I want to take her home? Do I just want a one night stand?
That's
just
not what
no. That's not what
we're thinking about. Our attributes. So in the sense
who
of
cares?
We find that the lady cares.
She's literally a stranger. Why do you care what she's thinking of you?
See, what you're saying is, you might have misunderstood what I was saying. It's not that I'm deep in things.
Okay.
When I approach a girl, I raw treat them so normal. I flow on the spot. Like some guys like, what am I gonna say? When I get to her, I'm gonna say this like this, and that's good. She's gonna think I'm funny. And then I raw treat them so regular. Like I'm gonna talk to them like the dude, and I'm talking to myself in the mirror. When I'm talking to women, I rather just be talking to myself. and she just happens to be there getting talked to. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna say whatever's on my mind.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, because women feel like the natural confidence that this guy is just him. He's being 100%. I'll be like, damn, that ass is looking juicy shit.
And she likes that.
I say
and a woman will like
what?
that. Don't firm him. That's disgusting.
But I'm saying the fact that you can get away with that.
No, but you see
that to me.
Listen. It's how he says it. It's how a man says it. Like, you know how many times, like, I say, can I be raw? Yeah. Can I be raw? I be in the club all the time. Mm-hmm. Girls, they would come around or I talk to girls. And I'll just be like, damn, you're looking good. Like, what we do next weekend? I'm like that. I'm just straight to the point.
That's very different to your ass looks great. Like,
no, I say, turn around, let me see that ass.
No, absolutely not. Oh my God.
And you know how many girls like, did I know you're naughty? I know I'm naughty. Let me see that. And they turn around. I said, damn, that neck is looking. I said, can I get a kiss? I go last week or a couple of weeks ago. I said to her, can I get a kiss? We're just chatting. She goes, no. I said, come on, man. Give me a kiss. I want a kiss. She goes, okay, I can kiss your cheek. So like I turned my cheek and then she started coming in. Then I turned quickly. And then she goes, you're bad. I said, I'm sorry. After Henny, I've been drinking a little bit and I'm feeling naughty. And then I said to her, okay, can I kiss you on the cheek? She goes, yeah, okay. Actually, I don't like the cheek. Can I kiss your neck? She goes, one kiss. I go, yeah. Before I know it, I'm biting off on the neck, kissing it. Girls is great. Like, girls respond to the energy that you give. Wow. And trust me, women is more flexible because women follow men. And most of the time, women is going to be meaning that, sorry. You see a girl start dating a guy, how the guy dresses naturally is how the woman's going to start dressing. So whatever energy you're on, as I said, I'm going to project my energy into a woman. It's going to bring it out to her because everybody's multifaceted. Women is freaky, you know, but they're going to wait for a guy to get it out of them because they don't feel confident in themselves.
It's like the saying where it says different partners bring different sides out of you, if that makes sense.
I agree with that. I don't know. I don't know if they're the same though. What you're saying and what you're saying is the same.
It is. So what you're saying is that, a guy can't talk to me like that and get away with it. Yeah, the right guy can. The right guy could make you, no offense, he could hit the same day. The right guy could.
I feel like that's true, you know, because I've talked to girls before and like, there's some girls that would swear by God, I will never, let's just say, have a one-night stand. And they've never been that person. Yeah. But one day they booked the right guy at the right time and they're having that one-night stand. And some girls, it's like, they always say like, the guy that can make you laugh sometimes can laugh you into bed.
Right.
Raw facts.
Because you get so distracted from the energy that they're giving that before you know it.
Seduction.
It's connected with your energy.
Trust me.
If that makes sense.
It's the seduction.
Wild.
The art of seduction.
But my wildest part is, it's like, obviously you're not gonna understand that for a guy's perspective. To you, you're just thinking it's not that hard, blah, blah, blah. It's just simple as talking. But the difference is that on social media, if you look at it, other from, let's just say, guys wanting a curvy girl or those BBL girls, there's not much pressure per se on women. If I could ask you, what pressure is there on women? What could you tell me? If I say, okay, what type of pressures are there
As
on women?
in regards to dating?
In regards to dating, what type of pressures do you have, do you think is projected onto you guys?
I feel like at the same time that you guys feel like you're having to keep up, I feel like we also have to feel a type of way about keeping up. Like, for example, I think we had this conversation the other day. Mm-hmm. If you're seeing like all of these babe, like if you've got like, let's say you've got, I wear braids a lot in it, and then you're seeing like a guy that you like and he's chatting to a girl, she got the bust down jet black wig and like the Chanel shoes and this kind of, I'm not trying to compete with her, like we're just two different people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. So I guess maybe you have the thing of like trying to keep up with the Joneses in terms of nails, lashes, you have to put together. So appearance you have to be put together, but also as well, like you have to have your own bread, you have to have like your own car.
I don't feel like women. Us guys have never personally, from the guys I've spoken to, I'm for myself, I can't speak for everyone, but I've never dated a girl and think, raw, because I have a car, she needs to have a car. Because I have money, she needs to have money.
If you meeting guys that are telling you gotta have money and all of that, they're really kind of low vibration guys.
But I feel like I should have money. Like, this is what I'm saying.
That's your self, though.
That's the pressure I feel as well as a woman.
But can I say, it's not
honest.
pressure because on a first date, you are not trying to pay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you trying to pay on first dates?
No.
Okay. So
I'm not
why
paying
have you got the pressure?
However,
of having
I
money?
have.
No. We're not talking about what you've done.
I have.
We're
paid.
talking about pressure. And you're saying you've got the pressure to make money, but what's your pressure to make money for? Because it's not for us.
Like,
why not?
Because there's no guy. Put it this way. I haven't gone on a date, or the times when I'm single, I haven't, let's just say, picked a girl and thinking, raw, like, she has this type of money, so I'm going to date her. If anything, what all I would care about, as long as you conduct yourself nice, and for me personally, as long as you can dress nice, I don't give a shit about the Chanel, Balenciaga, whatever it is. As long as you can conduct yourself and dress nice and have that type of your own unique style, and you're not looking bummy, and for one, this is my most important thing, as long as your damn trainers are white and fresh, and there's no... Trainers, I'm picky. I will stop. I don't care. You could be the most
female.
on my life.
But I understand. I kind of half understand.
You could be 10-10.
I kind of half understand.
Your trainers, I don't care. It doesn't have to be white trainers. If your trainers are clapped, I will disregard.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, you know, your trainers might be a representation of other parts of the body.
No, it's not even that. For me, this is how I see it. I'm a trainers guy. I love trainers, innit? But ever since young, I've always said a woman's gonna treat you how they treat their shoes. If a woman doesn't necessarily clean her shoes, she's going to treat you like shit. Because if she doesn't even care about her parents down to the shoes, how is she going to treat you?
You're different. I'll be honest, Richie. I ain't looking at the shoes. Really? I'm looking at the hands. I'm a big hands person. I keep my nails clean. My hands is soft. If I always try and shake a woman's hand, if I feel hard hands... Bro, it's dead.
But she's a hard-working person.
I don't want no woman who's laboring in the fucking cotton field. I don't want that shit. She gotta have that, bro. Her hands cannot be harder than my hands. I got soft hands as a guy. There needs to be soft. And then I'm looking at the nails. I'm like, bro, she been chewing on bricks.
She might be an anxious person.
That's the thing. That's a mental illness. That's a negative trait. Why would I take that on?
Whoa.
Why would I take that on? Oh, it's a mental illness.
Can we unpack that? Did you say a mental illness is a negative trait?
Yeah, well, if she's biting her nails, she has mental illness.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
she just might be an anxious person.
And that's a mental illness.
But she also might not have
Anxiety is a mental illness. You do know that.
Right, but not everybody who bites their nails has anxiety. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but biting the nails in general is a bad habit related to mental problems.
Personally, I feel like the nails are brazy. I feel like the only thing that you guys kind of have to worry about per se is appearance. As long as you conduct yourself wrong, as long as you're dressed nicely and you keep up, let's just say physically with yourself, if that makes sense. Like, put it this way. I always say it's like a relationship is like when you buy a car. Right. You could buy a car today. It's, I don't know, let's just say it's a BMW. It's all nice. It's all sleek or whatnot. It looks the part. Right. But then after 5-10 years, the BMW starts breaking apart. There's lumps in the car seat now and whatnot. You're going to be thinking, wait, this is not the car that I bought initially. So I feel like as a woman, the only thing that you guys kind of have to worry about is appearance.
That's a woman's
us
biggest...
guys, we have to look the part. We have to make sure we're probably around slim and trim. We have to have some sort of muscle. We have to be intelligent.
We gotta do everything.
We have to have prospects.
We have to do everything.
Money. We have to have ambition. There's so many like collective.
I don't agree. I really don't agree. I feel like if you are looking at a woman,
would you date a bummy guy?
For longevity, if you are looking at a woman, you're taking her on the first date, cool, fair enough. Everyone wants to look good on their first date, make a good impression. If you continue dating that person, you're going to be looking beyond that. And that's when the pressure starts to come in. Because me personally, if I'm not making the kind of money that I want to, or if I'm not in the right headspace, then I'm not going to be dating. And therefore, I'm not ready to be dating a guy. I feel like there's pressure that I have to be, you know, like a good woman if I'm going to be dating someone.
What's your idea of a good woman?
So well, there's two things I wanted to circle back on. Is, do you know what men actually want? Because I realize women don't actually know what we want and care to find out what we want, because everything's about what they want. Women are really the base, everything in life about what they expect and what they want you to do. Like the same way you expect a man to pay on the first date. What if that guy was like, I expect I'll pay for the first date, I expect you to give me some pussy? I expect you to come home, clean some dishes.
That's disgusting.
Why you like to have your expectation? Why we can't have ours?
I just don't understand why that's the expectation. Like, just because you spent money on food. Like,
no. It's not just because, but the same way. Men don't down women for their crazy money. As I said, money's the hardest thing to make.
Yeah.
So don't you think it's really offensive for you to expect me to give away my money to you and you're a stranger?
If you're asking me out on a date, then it's a nice gesture for you to pay. Yeah. Like, and this is the thing, like a woman, you can offer to pay. Do you care if a woman offers to pay on the first date?
Yeah, I do. That scores points for me.
You know what
because
it is?
she's offered to pay.
Yeah, and it's genuine. Yeah, because women be fake offering all the time.
Which is why I've stopped. I just don't move.
Yeah, like that.
But I used to. I used to. And all of my friends used to be like, Nikita, like, why are you even pretending to be like, if they've asked you out, then you pay. I'm always going to go with money. Like, I know how I'm getting home. I know how to, like, if I need to pay for the meal, I'm not going to order lobster because you're going to pay. I'm not doing all of that kind of thing, all of those kind of things. But I feel like I'm not now going to gesture. Like, for me, I'm going to expect you to pay. But because I've got you the next time.
But why can't I have expectation? Because the reason why I personally feel like nobody's expectations are wrong. Like, what's wrong with a man having expectations?
Expectations are free. I feel like you're allowed to have expectations.
Yeah.
A woman and a man are
But you're gonna judge me if I don't meet your expectations. You're gonna cancel me if I don't pay. But technically, we strangers, we just getting to know each other, and nobody should be in debt to anybody.
I object there, personally.
But I mean, for me, I've grown because I used to really be hard on that. Like on the first date, my rules was first date we split 50-50.
Huh? Really?
Yeah. So if you don't call me again, I ain't tripping.
I can't do that.
I ain't tripping because then we got no ties. No, because I'll be honest, if I paid for something, if I invested into you, right, I'm gonna expect something back. Because that is the natural
cold world,
No, but that is the natural balance of life. Yeah. Give and take. If you just turned up on a date and you're telling me you only turned up because you were getting free food, you wasn't really into me. So I'm gonna test it by you gotta put some skin in the game too to show me you're really here for yourself. I'm really here for myself. We both going 50-50. If you're turning up on a date only because you want a free meal or a free date, I got a problem with that. So that's how I used to find out who's real, who's not real. Second date, I'm paying.
Yeah.
Third date, you pay. It's your date. Fourth date, who's counting? We're in a relationship practically.
Flipping hell, that's mad. For me personally, how I would operate, first date, I'll always pay, especially if I'm the one to ask. It's like if I ask one of my boys to go somewhere, my boy's not a girl, but if I go out, if I say, oh, we're going to go this place or that place, I'll say, oh yeah, I'll pay.
But let's be real. Yeah. Women is not asking men on dates. So you always pay.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Guys, so that's what I'm trying to say. For the first day, I'll happily pay. I always have that in my head that I'm going to pay.
You spend an hour or hour and a half eating food and the girl is dead vibes, dead personality. Most of the time, women are expecting you to be the entertainer. Yeah. You got to bring personality. You got to bring all of this stuff to keep her entertained. But oftentimes, a lot of these women is dead. They looked good. Like the same thing. I met you. I thought you looked good. I didn't know who you was. I sat down with you. I never had a fun time. Why am I going to pay for that?
But then that's on you. Do you want me to tell you why it's on you?
Why is that on me?
Personally, before I even get to ask a girl on a date, while I'm in the process of moving to her and talking to her, I'm not gauging, let's just say, just on looks, but I have to see what type of vibe does she come with. Did she just reply in a, let's just say, a one-worded way? Is her vibe dead? Because me personally, it's like, I'm naturally a chilled person. I'm quite relaxed. I'm quite calm.
Right.
I don't necessarily move to girls that are quite calm and similar to me. Right. Because I feel like that would be a very dead conversation. Right. Two quiet people in the room is just terrible. Right. So personally, from the get-go, I'll be looking of how she carries herself, her energy that she brings. So if I'm on the date, I know I'm not going to have to use up all my energy to be the entertainer.
But even still, she's just saying mad stuff on a date that's turning you off.
Take the L, man.
I mean, I've grown.
Take the L.
I've grown in my more mature time in life. Because I've deeped it in a different way. Because I realized how much women put on this whole thing of men should pay on the first date. So I just started to pay because it's never about the money for me. I got money. Yeah. So I'm going to pay for I'm going to pay for the date. Yeah. Because I realize what women want to score you on you paying thing. I don't know why, they just do.
It's important, but also don't get I don't want to give a wrong impression. Like, again, I can only speak on behalf of myself. Like, I have paid for first dates before. I don't think it's that deep. However, now that I'm older, if I'm going on a first date with you, I would have spoken to you beforehand to see if we vibe or not. Yeah. I'm not going to go on the first date to vibe with you just to...
Really?
Like, just to...
Yeah,
no.
long, man.
I'm speaking to you for a little while beforehand.
I'll be honest. I don't be doing the pen pelling. I ain't got time to be sitting on the phone, texting and talking.
Which is fair. That's fair. If that suits your lifestyle, that's fine. But I am not going to go on a date with someone I'm not comfortable enough to sit down on the first date.
Don't get me wrong, like you said, in the first instance, you might catch a little bit of a vibe, attraction, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But I'm really not trying to do the date on the phone to then do the date on the date. Because you just end up repeating yourself like, oh yeah, so you're what again? Oh, you like what again? Oh, it's just repeating. I want to flow in real life and feel the real chemistry, body language, all of that. I want to be asking questions for the first time, getting to know you in real life. Not that we've been already talking for a week, too. No, come, let's keep life moving. If you got the time to be texting me, getting to know me, come and link me.
I mean, that does make sense, to be honest. I just personally prefer a little
for me,
vibe
I'm
catch.
exactly the same. I prefer like a little intro because I see it like, you know, like when you go out for a meal, you have a starter in it before you go to the main course and the dessert. To me, like you chatting the odd few times, I'm not talking like an everyday thing, but you having that one-to-one conversation just to kind of gauge her out. To me, that's the starter.
I mean, a little bit.
I want to see if I'm gonna be hungry enough to go to the main course.
No, a little bit.
If you're crap from the start, if the starter's crap, the conversation's nonsense, and the vibe that I'm getting from you is nonsense, I'm not gonna make the effort to say, oh yeah, you know what? Let's link up. What you doing next week? Let's do something.
You guys want to hear something funny? Another dating test I used to do.
Surprise me.
All right. So when I be on dates, I like to ask women about feminism. This, for the guys out there, you do this, test this out to see to pay or not pay, right?
Top tips.
So like, I talk to women like, what do you think about feminism? Do you believe in women empowerment? Do you believe we're equal? Blah blah blah. And if a woman's like, yeah, we're equal, I believe a woman should get her own bag and I got the bag, my career and my this and that, I'm going to be like, yeah, great. I love that. So when the bill comes, we're 50-50, we're equal in it.
To be fair, I heard that. You know what it is? Because I've seen it too many times in the sense of, what happened the other day? I was doing something.
Yeah.
And my missus must have said something, yeah. And I said to her, wait, hold on. You're always one for women power, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was like, you do it. She was like, you do it. And she was like, no, babe, that's for you to do. I'm thinking, what you mean? Exactly. So when it comes to feminism, I feel like it's very subjective.
No.
Well, women don't believe in it.
You guys are just looking at it so surface level. When we say like things like, okay, yeah, women and men should be equal, we're talking about gender pay gaps. Why are men getting paid?
Okay, hold on.
That's just one example. We're talking about things that are much deeper than, oh, can you take the bins out today? Like, we're thinking about things of gender pay gaps. Like, why are men getting paid more than a woman for doing the same job? That's the kind of things that we're talking about.
What gender pay gap? I keep on hearing about this and I keep looking. What gender pay gap?
What do you mean?
I mean, you've said it because you've heard it. But what gender pay gap?
Well, actually, society is doing a lot better now. No. But the gender pay gap, men and women will be in the same role in some organisations. Okay. Men will be getting paid more than a woman. That's the kind of things that we're talking about.
Real.
That's why we should be...
And that's real.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not something the news just throws out there just to kind of get...
There's research and studies on it. Like, it's real.
Okay.
I wish I had more knowledge on it now to be talking to you teaching you both something.
I'm going to destroy all of what you just said
within
like 3 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. There is no such thing as a gender pay gap.
Right.
Women generally find themselves, they have a proclivity to do jobs that surround people. Men tend to do jobs that surround inanimate objects, which is engineering, things like that, right? Which is going to pay more. You're not going to get paid the same to operate machinery and risk your life as you will for changing a baby's nappy, right? Or putting somebody in a bed, right? So that's that. When they say the gender pay gap, they're looking across all jobs and everything where they're saying that, okay, men is earning more, but they're not actually paying attention to the types of jobs, which is the fact that most men, when you're on the restaurant on your date, you're not deeped how that fucking sea bass got to the table. Because if you was gonna deep it, you realize, oh, that's all men. You'd be like, that person going into the middle of the ocean where the waves is fucking 50 feet high that could kill you and you're not seeing your family for 6 months. That's all men. Farming, waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning to clean out pigs, cages and the horses. That's all men.
Right.
Driving the food from there to the slaughterhouse, slaughtering the animal, men. Taking it there to then whatever, get it into the super, men.
So mainly like physical jobs.
All the thing, men are starting the businesses. Most women is looking for employment. Let's be honest.
What?
Women is not really starting businesses like that.
There's just so much to unpack here. Okay, so the first thing that I did want to address is in regard to, manual jobs.
Right.
Whilst, yes, the population of those jobs might be majority men, there are women in those spaces and it's really important to acknowledge their hard
anomalies.
work.
Please don't.
There are women in those spaces. It's really important to acknowledge that they are there. Also, in regards to a woman's job being, I can't even remember what you said. Was it something about changing nappies and putting people to bed?
Yeah.
That's playing on gender stereotypes as well. And
No, but
again,
it's
that
not
is just not...
It's a stereotype because it's real. It's
not
real.
necessarily.
I'll be honest.
There are people...
I'll be honest. I talk to a lot of women because I date women, right?
Okay.
And out of 10 women I talk to, 9 of them, 10 of them is always in something to do with caring for people.
Right.
It's usually that.
Okay.
Very rarely I hear a woman say, yo, I just come off the building site.
But there are women in those spaces.
No.
There are women in STEM. There are women engineers.
Yeah, anomalies. Ones and twos.
They are. Women are doing their thing.
Ones and twos.
In my current position.
In the masses.
I do engineering for Jaguar Land Rover. And when we go in, there's literally probably there's a handful of women engineers that we work with.
Handful.
That makes sense.
Handful.
But the thing is...
Okay. You understand. I listen to words very, very carefully.
Right.
And your word choice was very interesting. Handful.
Okay.
You didn't say 2 hands full. You didn't say body full. You didn't say truck full.
Yeah.
You said handful.
Yeah.
Why did you say handful?
Because obviously it is selective, but I'm saying the way you're saying, let's just say it's an anomaly, let's just say it's...
But that would be
limited.
But that would be an anomaly because if we're going to look around the whole world, and generally women is prisons, for example, men are selling drugs. Now, the drug market is free market that anyone can get involved in to do illegal business. It pays very well, right? High risk, high reward. Women don't like to take high risk. Men take high risk all the time for high reward. That's a male nature. So we will...
Chanel bags and the Chanel shoes.
So in the wrong profession, clearly. I need to take more risks in my life.
So that's what I'm saying. Ice roll truckers, men will do them kind of jobs because it pays really well, but they're not thinking about, okay, the risk level that, yes, you don't see your family. You're going to be away. It's very dangerous. You could die. It's very grueling. It's very solitary. Mm-hmm. Women don't like solitary things. Women are pack-minded. They like to be around people.
One thing I can gather though from this conversation so far is more of a thing where there's a split know-how in the sense of it's hard for us guys to look over in the spectrum of, let's just say, a woman's mind and kind of point out to you and say, these are the type of expectations certain women are having. And it's hard for you as a woman to look over on us guys to kind of say, I understand that women and social media are setting these issues. Because you will see it as a majority of guys and be like, no, it's really not that hard because you're not in our shoes.
You're not in.
Whereas for us, vice versa, you may talk about a parent and we'll be thinking, but it's just the parents that you guys have to work on.
It's the only thing.
For us, we're not in your shoes. Mm-hmm. So to us, we're saying it's not that hard.
I'll be honest. When you're privileged, you don't realize you're privileged, right? So I think women, they do a lot of complaining, almost like a privileged spoiled baby, right? Where they be like, oh, we've got it hard. But it's like when you're privileged, you don't realize your family's really spoon-fed you your whole life. So when you really deep everything, I don't think women just deep the whole world around them and think about the source and how it got there. So the plane they jump on, the train they jump on, the car they jumped in, the phone they jump on, the apps on the phone they jumped on, who made all of that stuff? I feel like I'm triggering you a little bit.
I'm listening. I'm trying to take
but have you
in.
ever thought about how everything really runs and how it, this building we're in? Like, I don't think it was women. I gotta be honest. I don't think it was a female architect. I don't think it was women
You know what?
builders.
And that's the peak thing for you just right there. This building that we're in is actually partly owned by a male and a female.
No. Owned, but the how it came up from the roots of the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, from like
that's what I'm saying. You gotta deep everything.
Foundation. Okay.
You all gotta deep everything. Like,
so what's your overall point that you're trying to make?
Yeah,
But,
I'm really
but
struggling to
the
see
overall point
correlation.
is that, like, obviously, because you jumped on a gender gap thing, right? And and I love when women do that, because I'm like, they just don't deep like how much men contribute in life. Because even the fact of your bins going out.
Do you think we contribute because we want to? Do we contribute because we have to?
Can you expand on that a little bit
So
more?
like in the sense of, do you think there's an expectation for us to do those jobs?
Oh yeah.
Or like, let's just say if we didn't, let's just say the whole, I don't know, it's plain and simple, men's taking a bin out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's based on the generation, like from way back
Well,
to kind of say,
no,
that's a men's job,
you know what it is.
and that's
you know
a
what
woman's job?
As I said, going all the way back, men's whole thing in life is about securing resources to build a family, to build a nest, right?
Yeah.
So we will take any job that's gonna pay, right? We will take all the risk in the world to get money, to get a family, to
That's
supply.
actually true, where women
right?
tend to be a bit more selective because they're not
They
going to do
can.
certain jobs.
So it's like, even
Am I right? Would you be more selective? Let's just say us guys, let's just say once we had a family, once a family comes into play, to us there's no, I don't
there's
like
no
this
stop.
job or that
There's
job.
no
It's just
stop.
like any job that pays, I'm going to do it. Whereas let's just say if you had your back against the wall kind of thing, you're going to still kind of be, let's just say, certain selective, because you're going to care, let's just say, about your comfortability in your environment.
women care about comfortability a lot.
Yes or no?
I feel like it's just deeper than that, but I don't agree necessarily, of course, but let's move on.
I mean, like, to what I was saying, yeah, like, men spend like a man's whole entire life is constant dog eat dog fighting.
I agree.
It's like literally that is our life. To even once we got the family or the woman, we know we could lose. We know in our mind, if we fall off our step, we're gonna
If
lose
anything,
our
I
woman.
feel like it's worse. I don't feel like men get to rest in a sense.
We don't get to
'Cause
rest.
Put it this way: before I get into a relationship, I'm already prepping myself to get a relationship. Once I get a relationship,
you have to
and
maintain it.
I'm thinking about a family. I have to maintain it. Once I get a family, I now have, let's just say, a daughter or a boy or whatnot, or a son. If I get a daughter, I'm here thinking, okay, I have to maintain my daughter. Vice versa, if I get a son, I have to be maintaining my children. There's always a certain level of a guy having to uplift and maintain a certain thing, if that makes sense.
But a relationship or a relationship and marriage, they are partnerships. You should be doing that you should be thinking of those things with your wife, your
but
spouse.
But there's more pressure though.
No, but the thing about it is, what you're not realizing, right? And I realize because I have a lot of people around me, and all of the guys that had children with their women, all the women wanted to go part-time once the kids came. It's a natural thing that we, like, all of this, I want my career and all that. Women get through the career, right? And they start to realize, oh shit, this man's world shit is really it's never ending. Once you get that promotion, you gotta stay in your position.
Because once you get a baby.
But the thing is, you've now worked your way to CEO or blah blah. You can't rest and relax, you know. It's non-stop.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then you have to go and try and get to the next stage, and there's someone coming for your job and trying to take you out. That's a man's life, right? And I think once women, you see, the thing is that grind is so forever that it leaves no time to build a family, find a man. So oftentimes women start to see that age creep up. They've been chasing a career, but then they don't have the social side of it. All the friends around them who didn't do that, getting married, having kids, then they start deep in it when they're alone. They got nothing but a cat to hug on. They got a cat to hug, a bottle of vodka, a bottle of wine. They're like, shit, this is terrible. Why did I choose this? And then they start saying to themselves, you know what? I got these last 2 years. I'm gonna find a husband. So to be on the dating apps, crazy dating dates, blah blah. I want a marriage. If you're not serious, don't waste my time. Have you not seen these girls on it? They're crazy.
In films, but like we're talking about reality.
No, in
now.
real life. If you see the women on these apps, they're crazy. They're like, I'm 25 and I'm serious. And if you're wasted, I don't want no fuck boys. I want marriage next. If you're not trying to get married, and I'm like, wow, all of this, I don't even know you. That's just in their profile.
I feel like personally, it's one of those things where, from a men's perspective, and me trying to be the middle person here, it's just like a man will never necessarily understand, let's just say, a woman's struggles. Vice versa, a woman is never gonna understand the real struggles of what men go through. I feel like there's always gonna be a constant conflict between the two.
I'm gonna disagree.
You're gonna disagree?
I'll tell you why.
If you could wrap it up, yeah?
All right.
Because I feel like this type of conversation, if you guys want to see a part 2 to this video and continue the conversation, yeah, make sure you comment down below and make sure you like and subscribe and let us know. Follow us on Instagram and let us know. DM us and let us know, because I feel like this conversation is something that it can be on for another thing. But if you could wrap it up, how would you wrap it up?
I completely lost my point. No, I believe like the whole thing in society is constantly about men having to understand women's feelings, right? Yeah. Especially in this modern age. Men are constantly told, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't say that. That is offensive. Like the word offensive is such a feminine term, like, because men are not offended by nearly anything. Like literally, we're constantly told like, you can't say that, you got to act like this, you got to be. So we're taught to really understand women's feelings constantly.
If you could wrap it up, what would you say?
I just think we need to communicate more in general, like, especially if you're going to, I just think there needs to be more communication. There does need to be more understanding, but also
That's
as well.
what I was just about to say. With communication comes understanding. Do you think women tend to understand?
They don't think about it. I told you my expectations on my first date and you shut it down and started cringing your face.
Yeah, I just didn't agree. Obviously, we have to wrap it up, but I just think, okay, we need to communicate about it more. We need to unpack it a little bit more, but we also need to be accepting of the kind of society that we're growing up in now, and especially the younger generation that they're growing up in. Yeah. We need to just understand that times are changing and these are things that are going to be put in place, and it's up to you whether to follow it or not, essentially.
No, that's personally true. I'm going to wrap it up in the sense of saying, like, look, when it comes to expectations, personally, I feel like it's a facade. Social media has been placed there in a way for certain concepts for you to follow, because at the end of the day, we're human beings and we all feed off of each other's energy from the information that we come across. We're visual human beings, so a lot of the times I feel like a lot of the stuff that we take in and we project on other people versus, i.e., height, status, and whatever that is, I feel like a lot of the times it's not even our own wants and needs. I feel like it's a need of the social society that has been created. But on that note, as I said, if you want to see part 2, let me know and we'll get it cracking. But it's Get Back season. Thank you, Capo, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, sis, for coming on. It's been a pleasure. But yeah.
This is Get Back season, baby.